Why do Lego Star Wars sets, particularly in the last couple years, it seems like, they're always releasing like 2 years late, right? I don't know if any of you have given this any thought, but recently with the UCS Jango Fett's Starship or Slave One or whatever it's going to be called, we don't know the exact set name yet, it's like 2 years late because the Attack of the Clones anniversary was 2022. So a lot of people thought, hey, you know, Lego's probably going to release a new Jango Fett Slave 1 this year, and that didn't happen. But 2 years later, here it is, where we're supposed to be getting Revenge of the Sith sets. And that's going to be in May, for those of you who don't know, UCS Jango Fett Starship. You can go ahead and watch this video here if you want to get more information on all the leaks and rumors that we have currently for 2025. But 2025 being the anniversary for Revenge of the Sith, is supposed to be the year for all the new Revenge of the Sith sets to come out, right? For the anniversary. But we're getting Attack the Clone sets, which that was 2 years ago, the anniversary. So, I mean, from what we know about the Lego like design process and how a set actually gets to be made, it's probably just the process that takes that long. It takes about 2 years from concept to release, perhaps, you know? Maybe it's just that, and that's probably what it is. But also, it's like, some sets are made at the right time because they're pre-planned, obviously, but like they just released at the right time. I believe the one Andor set we got was released around the time Andor came out, if I remember right, and the Skeleton Crew ship released before the show came out. So it's like, I don't know, either they're getting very, very early insiders intel on these shows, or they can maybe expedite the production process for some of these sets. But, you know, I felt like when we got news that the UCS Jango Fett's Slave 1 is coming out this year, or next year, I was like, that's great, but, I mean, 2 years too late. Like, I don't really know if I want the set this year, because it's Revenge of the Sith. I mean, I'm in the mood for Revenge of the Sith. I don't know about you guys, and sure, UCS Jango Slave 1 still sounds amazing, and I'm probably going to bricklink the minifigures anyway, but I don't know. I think I'd rather just get some Revenge of the Sith mocks or something like that than get an Attack of the Clones UCS set this year, because it just doesn't feel right to me as a fan to purchase it this year. And that's just me. I mean, I'm sure you guys are, a lot of you guys are just hyped about the set, and I am too in a way. But it's like, when all the initial hype is there, it doesn't come out. And this isn't just with UCS Jango's Slave 1. This is with a lot of sets. The Night Trooper Battle Pack is supposed to come out in June, almost 2 years after the premiere of the Ahsoka series, which, I don't know, the timing on Lego's part there isn't great. Now, we did get some Ahsoka sets last summer, but it's kind of odd that they're finishing the wave like a year later. That just seems kind of interesting to me. I don't know. The timing is a bit off. Same thing with Mandalorian Season 3. Like, wasn't like a year delayed, at least? I mean, it's so weird. For some of these shows, they have some good intel on when to release sets, and it's like, they release them at the correct time, but with others, they just fall short. Yeah, that's just where it's at. If there's any other sets you guys are thinking about that's like a clear-cut example of this, or if you just feel the same way about it, leave it in the comments below. I'm interested to hear any sets you guys have in mind, of course. But yeah, you know, I'm just wondering with like, you know, future shows, like the Mandoverse movie that's supposed to come out for Star Wars, like, are we going to be waiting 2 years to get sets about that movie? Like, how long have we been waiting for these new shows and new movies and everything? It kind of worries me there. And then future movie anniversaries, like, the timing is just so off, man. I don't know. And it's interesting because it's like they did release some Revenge of the Sith anniversary sets this year, or they're going to next year, with the Plo Koon Jedi Starfighter, I believe. It's supposed to be based off Revenge of the Sith. But other sets, they just can't plan ahead that far, like with the UCS spot. And maybe the UCS Jango Fett Slave 1 was chosen for this year specifically for some reason. Either way, I think it'll sell well regardless. But it's like maybe for UCS sets, it just obviously takes more planning because it's more of a deal, right? They have to get all that packaging, like the instructions and like everything that goes into a UCS set. It's so much more than just a regular set on the shelves, you know. More pieces, more detail, more passion in general is put into it because it needs to be like perfect or close to perfect. to depict exactly what we see in the Star Wars universe. But luckily for Andor Season 2, which is the show I am beyond like the most hyped about right now, and Andor is like the only Star Wars thing that I am currently super hyped about, other than the Revenge of the Sith anniversary, because it'll be re-airing in theaters. So I'm definitely going to see that, and that is going to be amazing. Can't wait for that. And anyway, as far as Star Wars goes right now, Andor is pretty much at the top of my list. So Andor Season 2, super hyped. That is going to be coming out, I believe, sometime 2025. There's no exact date yet, but we're supposed to get at least one Andor Season 2 set around the release date of the show, which is the Rebel U-Wing, if you didn't know. Again, I made a whole video on all of the current rumors for 2025 LEGO Star Wars sets, so make sure to check that out if you haven't. But yeah, so that said, it sounds pretty nice. I'm very happy it'll be coming out at a reasonable time, and I'm super excited for the show. And supposedly there's supposed to be not one, but two Andor sets this time around. It's kind of funny. For Season 1, we got one set. For Season 2, we're getting two sets. So maybe, you know, if there was a Season 3, we'd get three sets. But unfortunately, I think Season 2 is the last season for Andor. Anyway, enough rambling about Andor. Let's get back to the main topic of the video, which kind of what I wanted to address towards the end of this video, and to probably find a answer to this question. When LEGO Star Wars sets are released 2 years late, or maybe 1.5 years late, I think that's more like average, well, you know, what they're delayed, for the sets that are kind of delayed. Does that influence your guys' excitement about them? Like, is your excitement level just down in the dumps when they come out like way too late? Because I don't know what you guys think about this, but for me, it's like, you know, like I said earlier, this year I'm focusing on Revenge of the Sith. It's the Revenge of the Sith anniversary. I'm looking at, you know, all the upcoming sets that we're getting off Revenge of the Sith, and I'm ready to, you know, buy all of them, because that's what this year is for. 2025 is, or next year, 2025 is the Revenge of the Sith year. So it's like, imagine this. Imagine you wait outside the LEGO, like this is an extreme example and doesn't make any sense, but I'm going to say it anyway. So imagine you wait outside the LEGO store for, you know, 5-6 months for the UCS set for May, and you're expecting something Revenge of the Sith, and what do they have there? They have Jango Fett's Slave 1. Now, again, not mad about Jango Fett's Slave 1 coming out. That's amazing, and it's great that we're getting more prequel UCS sets, because even though you guys know I love the Empire, I love the original trilogy, also, like 99% of Star Wars fans, I have a soft spot for the prequels as well. So getting more prequel UCS sets is amazing. But it's like, can we at least get the right ones at the right time? And, you know, sure, maybe LEGO realized in 2022 they should have released a UCS Slave 1 based on different prequel sets they sold from 2022 to 2024, and realizing that, you know, us fans, we do love prequel LEGO Star Wars sets. And maybe they're just accounting for that, and they're releasing it here in 2025. And instead of doing a UCS Revenge of the Sith set this year, they're backtracking and doing the Jango Fett's Slave 1. I know there are many fans of LEGO and LEGO Star Wars that aren't fully tapped into the Star Wars universe, and they're more so looking for things of their childhood. So original trilogy type stuff for a lot of these, you know, slightly older audiences. I'm not the only, you know, target demographic of LEGO. I mean, you got kids, you got teenagers, and you got the young adults that are kind of like mostly on the same page probably with, you know, they love prequels, like they love all, like a lot of Star Wars basically. And then you have the older people that, you know, Star Wars isn't like their ride or die, but they do like Star Wars, and they will buy Star Wars products if they recognize it. So for example, a UCS X-Wing, they might purchase that, but a UCS Jedi Interceptor, maybe not, because they haven't seen that. So maybe that's kind of where LEGO's going. Like these you know, older adult audiences have seen a Slave 1 before, so they're going with the prequel version of the Slave 1. So hopefully some of those you know, audience will kind of recognize it's the same sort of ship, just looks a little different with a different character, but still about the same nonetheless. Which, yeah, fair play to LEGO. I mean, I think that sounds smart from, you know, decision-making perspective, and what'll sell best with like their full audience, because like I said, there's not just one target demographic, there's multiple demographics LEGO is looking for to please. for all fans that are around my age, a little bit younger, a little bit older, I'd say just remember that we're not the only target demographic by LEGO, because sometimes I get caught up and think like I'm the only type of fan that likes LEGO Star Wars, right? That wants pretty much stuff from the prequels and the original trilogy and everything to release evenly in a way, like from both trilogies. I love both trilogies. It's just an expanded love for the prequels because the prequels haven't gotten quite as much love as the original trilogy, although it has changed a bit in recent years. I'm just saying for UCS sets, it's still majority original trilogy and very, very small minority is prequel sets. Back to what I was saying probably like 2 minutes ago. Yeah, so for me personally, when I'm waiting and waiting, like I've been waiting since probably a year ago, knowing that 2025 was going to be the year for Revenge of the Sith. I've been waiting just to get some news that there's some insane Revenge of the Sith stuff coming out. And don't get me wrong, there have been some great rumored sets for January, and I can't remember if there's any for May and early summer 2025, but there have been some great Revenge of the Sith or Clone Wars sets that can kind of mesh together that have been rumored. And I'm super happy for that. But, it's like you kind of want LEGO to go all the way, like almost all or nothing. So UCS set, prequel, battle pack, prequel based, like Revenge of the Sith, I mean. So UCS set, like Revenge of the Sith set. Anakin's Jedi Interceptor probably would have sold pretty well, I think. Because Anakin is, the main character of the prequel trilogy. And yeah, I think people, out of all the prequel characters, Anakin's the most well-known, right? He's Darth Vader. So I think that would have gone just fine. Anakin's Jedi Interceptor would have gone great this year, in my opinion. And then some sort of Revenge of the Sith battle pack is what I would expect, like Clone Trooper, probably some more obscure Legion, like the 442nd, or something along those lines. Maybe a Kashyyyk battle pack. More Kashyyyk sets would be awesome, by the way. And then a few play sets. Now, from what we have so far, it's like we're getting a couple play sets, but that battle pack spot in June is taken up by Night Troopers from almost 2 years earlier, as far as the media they were released in goes. So that's kind of where the frustration keys in, because it's like if everything was timed right, then we'd be getting the set we want right now. But because it wasn't timed right, we're going to get the set that we want now, probably in 1 or 2 years. So that's where the frustration is. You're not getting what you want at the time you want it. Although, I will say a lot of the sets that us prequel fans and kind of newer generation of LEGO Star Wars fans want nowadays is coming out. It's just maybe not coming out in the way we envisioned or at the time we really hoped for. So it took me, 16 minutes to get to this point, but that's where all the frustration comes from. It's you're anticipating LEGO to release something at a certain time, and it's like, in your head, you're thinking, this is the clear choice for LEGO. LEGO is like 100% going to do this, right? Like, this is the perfect time, perfect set choice, super popular. Everyone online is saying they want it, right? Everyone in the community is like fighting for it online, just yelling at the top of their lungs, we want this, but it ends up not coming out, and it's something you can recognize, like, oh, okay, that's cool, but not really what we had in mind for this year. And then 2 years down the line, you're like, well, crap, they just released what I wanted 2 years ago now. But now this year, this new thing is out, and I kind of want something based off this new thing. So do I even want this set from 2 years ago now? Call me crazy, but that's kind of how I look at everything. And I think now that I've been talking for 17 minutes, I'll let you all go down to the comments. Let me know exactly what your thoughts are on this. If you get frustrated with this, if you think I'm crazy for saying any of this, and in general, just because this was kind of the example I used throughout the video, what do you guys think of the UCS Jango Fett Slave 1 releasing this year? Would you rather have it released, 2022, maybe 2023, like a happy medium that gives LEGO enough time to prepare, but it's also not like, like fatigue, like 2 years on the line they're trying to get it to us? Or would you rather, just have it released like it is right now, like 2025, we get a UCS Jango Fett Slave 1, and you're chill with that? Let me know in the comments below. And like I said earlier, if there's any sets in particular that I didn't mention that you really have this feeling for, like it was a no-brainer for LEGO to release something and they didn't, or maybe it's delayed, let me know in the comments below, because I'm definitely curious to hear what you guys want to say, and I'll be talking with you, chatting with you in the comments, whatever you guys are talking about. So yeah, don't be shy, go to those comments. I guarantee I'll reply to you probably within like an hour, honestly. Like, this topic is, hot on my mind right now. So I'm definitely looking to talk with other people about this. Anyway, leave a like on today's video if you did enjoy. And like I said, comment down below any of your thoughts and everything I just discussed about this issue, if you want to call it that, if you think it's an issue or not. And yeah, let me know if you guys like this new type of video where I kind of just sit here and talk at you. It's definitely kind of fun on my end because I get to be more transparent with you guys, and maybe you guys like it because you get to see how I feel about something instead of me just, going over the rumors with like zero opinions. That's kind of what I do for my leak overviews. It's, I just talk about the details of the set and don't really give my opinion too much because some people don't really care about opinions and they just want to know the ins and outs of what's happening. News, it's just news, You don't want to hear your opinion. You don't want to hear a opinion in news all the time. You just want to hear the facts. But yeah, so do you guys like these videos where I also just talk at you and you get to hear exactly what I think? Or do you guys just like the, I'm just spitting the facts at you and that's it? Let me know in the comments below. It's like the 8th thing I've told you guys to tell me in the comments, but yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching this far. If you have, that's absolutely insane that you've watched this far. Thank you so much. If you're watching this far, comment duck127 in the comments so I know you watched this far, because you guys are my loyal fans. And the first person to comment that, I'm going to pin that comment. So if you want to get famous on LEGO Empire's video, comment down below, duck127. Anyway, with that being said, I will see you all in the next video. Have an amazing day. Peace out.